Hi guys, Adam Savage in my cave with my printing farm, my two Bambu Carbon X1s, and my brand new Cobra 2 Max is going gangbusters. It's like 4 or 5 times as fast as the Cobra Max. It's stunning. Anyway, I have been covering and doing prints from the Bambu Carbon printers, which I love. They behave just like kitchen appliances in the best way of like taking a lot of stuff you don't need to know about or do and taking care of that. They've had a recent update that allows you to choose what parts of your print you might want to remove if you're getting spaghetti from something. Holy hell, I haven't even tried that one yet. But today I am doing, this is the automatic system for delivering up to 4 kilos of filament into the Bambu Carbon. But if one were to purchase a second AMS, the carbon printer can actually handle up to 3 for the same printer. 3 AMSs for the same printer. I am not doing 3 AMSs for one printer. That's 12 kilograms. But I am going to do 2. I've purchased another AMS, and I am going to make a super cheap, rigid stand for it that will integrate and live right here with this printer. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. AMS stand for the Bambu Carbon X1. It's all hardware store aluminum. This whole thing's going to cost like, I don't know, 25 bucks. Maybe. Huh. Whenever you pull something out of a bag, look inside the bag. Make sure there's nothing else there. In 1978, when the first Star Wars toys came out, and I got a bunch for my birthday because I was 11 and Star Wars had been out for a year, and now I got to have some Star Wars action figures, and my mind was so excited, and I pulled them all open. And when I finally started playing with everything after yanking all the packaging off, that's when I discovered that I'd accidentally thrown out Leia's blaster. I'm still sad about it. Okay, so here is my secondary AMS. It's still covered with all of its lovely stuff from the... Oh my God, do they include, what? They include 4, wow. They include 4 blank rolls. That's really nice of them. I've got my PTFE, I've got my hub, which can take, see this? 4. Well, I mean, I think it takes up to 3. Anyway, we are going to, the actual logistics of attaching this are later. But right now we're going to make a stand. And the first thing we need to know about the stand are all the measurements. Oh, that's great. We have a 14.5 inches wide versus 11.25 inches deep. What is the minimum height I have to put for the second level? See, I want to be able to get the, oh, this will be neat. This will be neat. I want to be able to remove the rolls. So I really kind of want it to be about this tall, about 15 inches. No, we're not going to go with, oh, I got you. Yeah, we're going to go with 15 inches. I may change the layout of this handle thing. I try to be a learning computer. Here I am, I'm making my measurements, and I'm like, I'm not trying to figure out how tall the second level needs to be. I'm actually trying to figure out how short it needs to be. And by that, I mean, I get greedy for space, and I want like, how do I'm 15 maybe, and so many times on this channel, I have had trouble fitting things together because of my weird commitment to thrift my space. So instead of doing that this time, I'm going to give myself more room. And I'm going to say, if I make this 16 inches, well, then I have plenty of room. And I can actually open it all the way up, and I don't have to worry a bit about a thing. So that's what it's going to be. It's going to be 16 inches. 1 inch. 1 inch doesn't make much of a difference in this case. I still don't want to pull any of this off because really, well, you'll see what I'm building is a really simple box. 2 of these at once. So now it's time. I've made 4 notches in these that are at the 4 bend points. I am drifting off my main measurements by 1/8 of an inch. I've added them because what I'm doing is I'll show you. So what I've currently just done is I've made my slots where the bending points are, and then I've drawn what I'm going to cut out there, and this is what it will end up looking like. And then I will bend that like that. And what that'll allow me to do is on my uprights to add a couple of rivets in 1 and 2 on both the top and the bottom. And I've given myself 1/8 of an inch because sometimes you lose a little space. Don't go by exact measurements. Just have the institutional knowledge to know that you could give yourself a little more wiggle room. So I gave myself an extra 1/8 of wiggle room in both dimensions. Hopefully that's enough. And yeah, I'll just be doing the bending like that once I get it. And this is hardware store 1/2 inch angle aluminum. This is crappy stuff. It doesn't handle very many bends. You do 1, 2, and then it starts to separate. This is not 6061 aircraft aluminum. You basically bend it and you better hope you get that bend right because it ain't bending again. I'll keep that piece, I'll throw those away. And one went in and the other fell out. Ridiculous. Right, now I have used my angle finder to measure out. So put that back. And I'm going to cut all these out. So now it's time to do some bending. Oh, right, I need rivets. Rivets! Did that do it? Yes! Does that take a... Oh, that's bigger than 1/8. Oh, that's problematic. Do I really not have 1/8 of an inch here? Nope, no 1/8 of an inch whatsoever. I have broken them all. And I'm sure they were all broken making my Iron Man suit. That is without a doubt. Let's bend it this way first. Okay, very happy with that. I want to make sure it aligns with the AMS, so I'm going to bring that back. I'm going to trim the underside of this tab right here. Do you still fit? You do. You're tight, but you do. Good. I like it. I am bending this on a table, so I make sure my bend is planar. Working in 5/8. I'll have to square this up a little later. Right now it all fits. Beginning makers, let us say you make a box like this and it feels solid. The answer is it is not solid. Squareness. Let us see. Best way to check square is to measure the diagonals. Just to measure the diagonals. Right now, the square is 22 3/8 to that corner and 22. Wow. That is damn close. Okay. I think some of you already see the mistake that I've made, but I believe it's remediable, and I believe I can fix it. Now that helps with some of the racking, but we want to help with a little bit more. And so that's why we're bringing in these bad boys. So just going to drill a couple of holes. All right, trim. Now, this is about the minimum amount of structure you want for a rigid box. This is about the minimum. You want cross diagonals, and these are opposing, so they're preventing most racking. It's actually quite great. I have to do one more modification on this, which is I have to cut out that. Let's see if I can do it. Here. I have one more mod I'm going to need to make on this, but that's fine. Yeah. We're going to do it now, though. I had a couple of sticking points. Ultimately, I worked it out, but let's talk about those sticking points. Look, this is plenty strong enough to hold up 4 kilograms of material. If I was going to stack 2, I would probably make it out of slightly thicker stuff, but this is just 1/2 inch hard restore aluminum. This whole thing weighs almost nothing, like a few ounces. Yeah, I made it grab the outsides of this, and that meant I had interference issues with the lid, so I had to cut away part of the backside, and then I kind of assembled it upside down, but it's not pretty. I'll show you some of the grungy bits. These turn out to be stiffening members. So I think I'm going to go over and install this and put the other AMS in here. Well, we're just going to cover this on camera. I'm going to move the camera. I can't tell you how fast this thing is. It's already 1 inch high. It's going to be done by tomorrow. Oh, right. Ha! Sorry, forgot to get the other AMS here. Let's frame it for the shot. That's it. There we go. I'm trying to make sure that all the printers are printing. Found a piece of filament stuck in this one. Lots of stuff to do. My test here is that I'm going to print from the upper AMS, and as long as I can get that all to work. Let's see, come on down. There it is! Looks like it's coming on down. I'm going to try printing a benchy out of this, as I'm doing on here, just to confirm that everything's working. That's loaded. So now I'm going to just send a benchy. Weak. This is great. This is super rock solid, not moving at all. This is also doing great. Right now I'm heating up the nozzle to reload that one. I won't be happy until I see it printing from the top AMS. That's what I want. Number 2 position from the top. Yeah, see, it was printing from here. I wanted to print from there. All right, loading, good. Coming in through. Come on, let's see. Can you go through? You did. You came all the way through. Excellent. Are you coming out? Ah, you're heating a nozzle. Okay, I'm going to put some stuff away while we're doing that. Could you be loaded? You could be loaded. If you're loaded, let's see if you'll print. Benchy! Print now. Ah, preheating. Hey, Benchy printed in this one. After a failure, that's a lovely success. Here's my filament cleaning table in action. And, get rid of the filament on the bed. My big mistake was that I didn't add any glue to this. You really do get better prints. You don't have to do the entire plate. And every now and then you can wash the whole thing in warm water and it'll be great. I love that. That's it's running through its vibrational profile of like how the whole machine moves. And since I really stiffened everything up, there's a lot less wonky, which I really appreciate. I'm so pleased. I am very pleased. It is now printing out of the number 2 slot on the upper AMS. And here it is making a Benchy for us in 2 colors. Oh, okay. I'm gonna wait till this finishes. Then I'm gonna clean it, put some more glue on the bed, and I'm gonna call it a night. Thank you guys for joining me for this 3D printing farm one-day build. There are more 3D printers going into the tested offices. We have our own 3D printing farm over there. Got a couple of resins, a couple of FDMs, and my old Anycuber Cobra Max, which needs some attention because I've let the nozzle get all cloggy, and I have to go in and troubleshoot that tomorrow. Yeah, it's a Gemini helmet. Thank you guys for joining me for this one-day build, and I have a hard time imagining I'm going to want a 3rd AMS up above there or in some permutation around here. I don't know. But all the parts of the farm are working really well. Let's just review. The hot box will include a link to these videos in the description. The hot box, 40% humidity. That's great. My little extra hot box for the Anycuber is going really, really well. That's staying at about 42% humidity. It's all going really well. How many times do I have to wrap up this video? Apparently, one more time. Miss Swan. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and I will see you next time. Cheers. One of the things I love about this channel is that we don't make how-to videos so much as we make what happened videos. And what almost always happens are mistakes and screw-ups. In fact, they're completely integral to making and honestly to being a person. And to celebrate this, Tested has a new batch of demerit badges for the screw-ups you will encounter in the shop. From left to right, we have touching your paint job, assembling things backwards, losing a tiny screw or part, gluing your fingers together, and smashing your thumb. And frankly, if you haven't done both of these, even if you're not a maker, I just don't feel like you've experienced enough of the world. I'm not saying get out a hammer and smash your thumb, but I will tell you that the blacker your fingernail after the injury, the less it's gonna hurt in the long run. I almost forgot, these make excellent additions to your shop apron, and they are available at tested-store.com.